rear delt row is a great upper body exercise for runners because it's working on a pulling motion, which is going to help open up our chest. As runners, when we tend to get tired, what happens a lot of the time is you're going to hunch forwards, your shoulders are going to come down, and you're going to kind of collapse forward on your chest. And what that does a lot of the time is it kind of compresses the front side of your chest, makes it a little bit more difficult to breathe effectively. So by working on exercises like the rear delt row, we're able to work on strengthening up all of our pulling muscles, which in turn are going to bring our shoulders back. They're going to stand us up a little bit taller, and we're going to have a little bit more strength and ability to keep that chest open as we fatigue while we run. It's going to make you able to breathe a little bit more effectively. You're going to be able to run kind of a little more efficiently at the end of your long runs or as you fatigue during your faster runs. To set up for the rear delt row, all you need is a set of dumbbells and enough space that you can bend yourself over and move freely without any obstructions. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a nice hip hinge. So that's a key part of this exercise. You wanna make sure you're in a nice, safe hip hinge position. You don't wanna just hunch yourself over, use bad form, and kind of put all that stress and weight through your back. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set your feet up about hip width apart or so, with just a soft bend in your knees. And then from there, you're maintaining a nice curve with your low back here. So you wanna have a little bit, just a little bit of a forward curve, but not a whole lot. You're gonna maintain a nice solid core, and you're gonna hinge forward at that waist. So you can kind of see here when I bend forward into that hip hinge position, I still am maintaining a little bit of a curve here, and then I've got that nice curve through the rest of my back. So this is gonna be the position that my body's in, and then I'm gonna be doing my row out in front of me here. With the row, for the rear delt row, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be keeping the elbows out at 90 degrees. So if you kind of imagine if I'm bent over here, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be pulling straight back like this and back down again. So you can kind of see I'm in this T position. That's the position that I want my shoulders to be in. So I'm gonna be in this nice hip hinge position. Arms are gonna be out in front of me, and then I'm coming straight up in that T and then lowering back down. As I come up, I should feel a nice squeeze right in between my shoulder blades. That's the activation that we're really looking for. And that's exactly what you're gonna do. To adjust your difficulty, you're gonna wanna go up by somewhere between 2.5 to 5 pounds on each side. If you feel like you're getting toward the top of your rep range, you maybe can just do a little bit more. Increasing by 2.5 pounds is gonna be perfect. If it still feels like it's a fairly easy exercise for you, you can add on 5 pounds and it shouldn't be a problem for you. If you find that doing this exercise really bothers your low back, or you just don't feel stable getting over into that hip hinge position, you can also do this exact same exercise if you're sitting on a bench. So you're gonna sit on a bench, you'll lean yourself forwards, and you can do that exact same rowing motion with your upper body, but you take that kind of that stability piece out of needing to be able to stabilize in that hip hinge position. So if you have any low back problems, or if you have a history of issues there, it might be smart to just do it seated on a bench, and you can make a goal for yourself over time of being able to get better and better and better at that hip hinge position so that you can do this exercise while you're standing. As an alternative, you can also use a barbell for this. Exact same positioning applies, just instead of having 2 separate dumbbells, you've got 1 barbell. You could also use a TRX and do a TRX rear delt row, or you could also use a row machine. Not a row machine that you would use for cardio, but like a pull station that you would use at a gym, where you're doing that exact same like pull here, where you're keeping those elbows high, keeping that upper body in that T position.